Hello everyone, and welcome to the very first Wrack video blog. I thought I'd try something different here in terms of the blogging, a video blog versus the text-based blog. You guys just have to let me know what you prefer, and let me know how this goes. The video in the background is me dying horribly on, I want to say it's pronounced Harmachis, by Kick-Ass Assassin, and it's really quite an awesome map. I'll put a link in the description to so you guys can download it on our forums. But just really a fantastic map. There's really some just amazing things going on in it. I would let the entire replay finish, but unfortunately it desynced after about 10 minutes. So yeah, that's just another thing for me to fix. Just yeah, do not envy me, guys. So many things I have to deal with and so many problems, and what a nightmare. Anyway, as I'm sure you can tell by the video description, this vlog, whatever, is about the update. Specifically, where the hell is it? Now, the answer is probably not going to make you guys very happy, but the short answer is it's not coming for a while. And why is that? Well, basically it all comes down to coverage. Really, and Steam Greenlight, which is something I think I'll go into more on the next blog, all its problems and everything. But basically when it comes to getting coverage and thus approved on Steam Greenlight and everything, we really have pretty much one shot to impress people. And just kind of judging by some of the videos I've seen on YouTube and playthroughs by various people and comments, and you can also tell by like site traffic, we've probably blown that chance for a lot of people. So we've already we've made a good impression with a lot of people, but it just hasn't been. We just really haven't wowed people with it, and that's understandable given that the game is currently it's an alpha right now. It's not a completed game, but really for this game to take off and do well, we really want to just make as good an impression as possible with the people who see it, and I think we've kind of realized that there's really a lot more that we can do with this game in terms of improving the quality. There's, for instance, I just yesterday finished up completely revamping the second level, and it's really just worlds better than what's currently out there. It's just so much more open, and just the design is so much more interesting. Those of us on the team have just been really amazed by just how much better it is over the original. And it just kind of makes you realize that, there's a lot of elements that we have and what's publicly available with Wrack right now. It's just not up to par. And we really want to get everything just as polished and as humanly possible before more people see it. Now, a number of you may have noticed that like the website has been having issues. Like it's been going down intermittently, and that's because Apache's crashing because the website is taking up too much memory. It's a total mess, but and that's something I have to go fix. But I almost would rather wait until we have like a much more polished product out there before more people see it. So in a strange kind of way, I'm almost happy that like the website is crashing and going down, so that maybe it deters some people from buying it and playing what's out there right now, and kind of being turned off by it a little bit. So the bottom line is that we really want to do just as much as we can to just absolutely polish everything up to where it's just as good as we can reasonably make it with our tiny indie team, and that includes basically revamping the levels, redoing the animations, tweaking up textures, just finishing these storyboards and cutscenes. We just really want to make as polished of a product as possible. So basically we don't want to put out any more updates where anything is subpar in it. And that really gives me a couple of different options here. Number one is that instead of including this new level and everything, we basically release either the 5 levels we have now, except they're like really super duper polished, and the weapon animations are super duper polished, the monster animations are super duper polished. So it's like we release all of that. It'd be less than what's being promised right now. The bazooka wouldn't be there, but everything that would be out there would be super polished, and that would probably come out a little earlier than the second option, which would be basically to release the game once it's in beta, meaning everything is basically feature complete. And honestly, I mean that's probably going to take at least till the late summer. We've kind of been aiming at getting this whole thing finished by, I don't know, we're kind of shooting for QuakeCon, and we think we can do that. This first level I completely revamped. It took about 2 weeks, and that's one of the bigger ones. So I mean, conservatively, let's say it takes 2 weeks for each level. I mean, that would put all the levels being finished up around July, and of course, like the animations and everything else will be being worked on in the meantime. So, I mean, theoretically, that's doable. And of course, since I say that's doable, that means it'll probably be next year or something. So, but I mean, I feel like that would be like a much better thing that I could go to, like the media. I could go to Let's Players and websites and whatever, and be like, hey, Wrack's in beta, this is a giant milestone, everything's super polished, I invite you guys to check it out, versus just like another update, like, hey, it's a little bit better, guys, we've made all these incremental changes. People don't really get all that hyped up about that, and if people don't get hyped up about that, I mean, we don't get coverage, we don't get articles written about us, we don't get people telling others to go vote for us in Steam Greenlight. We just kind of sit there and stagnate, and it'll die eventually, and that's really not what I think any of us are after. So, it's kind of looking like the latter option, just kind of finishing everything up and getting everything super polished and just putting out another update when we hit beta. I certainly don't have any. Certainly nothing set in stone right now, but I'm just really not comfortable with the idea of trying to attract more eyeballs to what's basically a subpar product right now. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I mean, there's so many things about Wrack that are just fantastic. I mean, this is like one of my favorite games ever, and I know I'm super biased and everything, but I mean, I really think it's like a super fun game to play. But at the same time, it's not finished. There's stuff there's things about it, specifically aesthetic things like animations and level design or whatever, that are kind of rough around the edges, and unfortunately, because of the genre and everything, it's an FPS, people aren't too forgiving about that. So unfortunately, we kind of gotta, just kind of hunker down and get this done, and just probably not kind of go into our little cocoon for a little bit, and try not to hope people don't pay too much attention to it until we hit our next milestone, which kind of sounds counterintuitive, but again, it all comes down to coverage. It all comes down to making a big splash, and that's just kind of how things work. I was listening to I guess it was like a podcast with like a whole panel with Rockley, Smile, Pixel Pirate, and Northern Lion. And Northern Lion was talking about how it's like basically when it comes to these Let's Play things with a lot of these people, it's just kind of, it really comes down to a one-shot thing. Even a lot of developers realize that these people are probably only going to play through it once, and if it's not super polished when they take a look at it, you're kind of out of luck. Even if you go through it, go back and fix things up, it's that's your one shot. So I mean, you really got to make a good impression, and that's kind of what we want to do. Anyway, well, I can't really go on for too much longer because I think the footage is about 10 minutes before it desyncs. So I gotta wrap this up, guys. Well, anyway, if you could rate, comment, subscribe, all that stuff you hear all the time, and just leave some comments. Let Let me know what you think. Share your thoughts. I'd like to know what you guys think about this. Anyway, until next time, take care, guys. Bye.